Hi guys, I can literally only apologise crazily that I haven't made a video in so long, but I have got so many updates to do. I'm literally going to crack straight into it. Just the reasons I haven't made videos is because I was doing my exams and I got very stressed and I just had to take a little bit of a break. But I'm back into it now and I'm ready to give you some updates because we have got a lot of things that have changed. First of all, the guinea pigs are now back on top of Latte's cage. The cage is smaller, but it's only temporary. It is a 2x4, but it's only temporary. The reason being is because I took in a stray cat a few months ago who had 3 kittens, and the mother got rehomed, and now I've got the kittens that I'm obviously waiting to go home to the new homes at 12 weeks. But they're only 9 weeks old. I'm going to literally make a completely different video on that, so please do not stress. The guinea pigs turned 4 in July. So my guinea pigs are all 4 years old. They're all living together still. They're all very happy. This is their cage at the minute. It's nothing special. My mum got this for me from work. She works in a school and they was just throwing it out as like a basket. But the guinea pigs love it, so I'll put that in there. Just got their toys. This fleece is a new one today. It was from Primark. Just their little tray. They still got the same hay rack. Everything's literally still the same. Their beds from Piggy Pig Pigs are in the wash at the minute, so they're literally just not in their cage. And if you're wondering where their bowls are, they're also in the wash. They're on the drying rack actually, because I've literally just cleaned them. And right here is their water bottles. So that's the guinea pigs. There's literally no updates. The guinea pigs have been the guinea pigs since about 2 months ago when I went on my break. The guinea pigs haven't changed at all. Lenny's hair's got longer, but I'm not going to cut it because it's now coming into winter and it's really cold. So Lenny is completely fine with long hair. He can just like look really cool. So I'm literally going to move on to Latte now and give you a very big update. So please keep watching. Hi guys, so Latte has had so much going on with him in the last few months. I'm literally losing track of everything. This update's going to be quite big, so please just sit down and listen. I suppose go make a cup of tea. Basically, it all started back in about March time. It became warm enough so Latte could go outside again, because you guys know I have a cage outside and a cage indoors, and then we wean him out for the summer and then he comes back in here in the winter. Well, that didn't quite happen this year. What happened was that Latte ended up staying in completely this year. What happened was one night, the first actually night that we decided to put him out all night, I have a bed. My bedroom is literally just above his cage, but inside and up. His cage is like at the bottom of the wall, like that's connected to my bedroom. Do you know what I mean? And one night I left him out in his hutch. I put the horse blanket over the front. I'd done it all up and everything, and I could literally hear screaming outside my bedroom window, and it sounded like somebody was like hitting a railing with a hammer, like sort of thing. And I heard screeching and screaming and thumping, and I was literally thinking, what the hell is that noise? So I panicked and I just kind of knew straight away what the noise was, and I ran straight downstairs to look out the window. I turned the light on and there was a very big fox trying to break into Latte's hutch. You guys really need to be aware of foxes and how strong they are. Literally, they nearly broke the door off. I think if I had left it another 10 minutes, it would have definitely got Latte, and Latte wouldn't have been with us today. I literally hushed the fox off, and then I ran back up to my dad because I was literally so scared that the fox had hurt my Latte. I couldn't face going to see him first, so I sent my dad out. We brought him back in and put him back in his cage, and I literally just had such a fear of foxes now that I haven't let him go back outside. But then about 2 weeks after, I don't know if this was stress related, but Latte started drinking so much water. He has a 600ml water bottle and he was drinking 1 a day, which for rabbits isn't normal. They're meant to drink about 1/4 to 1/2 a bottle a day, not a whole bottle. I mean, like, it was empty, like bone dry every single day. And then I started thinking, oh well, his water bottle was probably leaking, like that's not Latte. So I then started like checking his cage, and no, it wasn't. And when he weed, his litter tray was literally just full of wee and like no poo. So we took him to the vets, and the vet said that they think that he might be diabetic. And it turns out that he wasn't. We had to get him a urine sample, which if you guys ever need to know how to get a latte urine, a rabbit urine sample, what I did is I just emptied the litter tray and Latte just peed in there, and I sucked it up with a syringe and then put it in the pot, and then I just put his bedding in, which was completely fine because it wasn't contaminated or mixed with any bedding. So it turns out Latte was completely fine. His kidneys were fine. I think they said his liver was okay, and he didn't have a urine infection. He didn't have diabetes, which was also checked during that. So we brought him home, and it continued for a few more days. And then I started feeding him more fibre-y foods to get his poo going again, sort of. So I was giving him the hay cookies. He was having Fibre First, XL Burgess, the senior rabbit nuggets, because they're more fibrous, because obviously for the older rabbits it's just so much better for them. So I decided to switch over to senior rabbit food, and it started to kind of go back to how he was before, which was really good. And then about a week after he started to do that, I noticed he had a massive lump on his chin, which was roughly about the size of a golf ball, probably, yeah. And it was rock hard. So I literally started fearing the worst, that Latte had maybe developed a tumour. So again, I took him straight back to the vet, and the vets had confirmed it was actually just an abscess. But I say just an abscess. The reason I say that is because the vet told me that abscesses in rabbits are very hard to get rid of. And it completely worried me, because I thought, well, this is kind of like it now. I've had him for nearly 9 years, and now it's just going to come to the end. This is how he's going to die. That's just how I started thinking, and now you see why I didn't make YouTube videos, because I'm a very emotional person when it comes to my animals. I just love them so much. I get so attached. It's unnormal. So the options were to have Latte put to sleep, and have the abscess completely removed, including the skin, to have it cut and squeezed, or give him antibiotics and hope that it will shrink and stop growing into his jaw, because I didn't want the abscess to get into his bone. The first option I chose was to give him antibiotics, which did nothing, literally just didn't do anything. So then I went back to the vets, and I asked if they could put him under light sedation, because Latte under complete sedation is not very good. He nearly died last time. So he went under very mild sedation, and they literally just nipped the abscess and squeezed everything out. And they told me that it was like less than a 50% chance of it working, and they think that he would come back. Luckily, it has not come back at all. We are very, very lucky that Latte's abscess didn't come back at all. What you see under his chin at the moment, I don't know if you can see it, like that. Oh, no, it's just focused on my hand now. That lumpy thing under like his chin is just the skin, the dry, like the dead skin that was there, that was holding the abscess. So he's actually got like a rooster chin, like that little flappy bit, like that bit. Latte has really slowed down these last few weeks. I've noticed it in him. He doesn't ever come out of his cage anymore. Like, we used to let him run around the house, and he'd run around the back room, but whenever we leave the cage door open, he just doesn't bother, and it's quite upsetting actually, seeing him going old, let's just say. I've noticed he's got little patches of his hair missing, and he is, when he molts more like an old man, so you can really like tell, and it goes really messy, whereas before it would just like kind of fall out and be fine. Another thing, that he has a small lump on the jawbone, which I'm going to take him to the vets this week to get seen. I've just found it, and I've noticed that his chin's been wet, and I don't know if it's because of this lump, but look, he's not like been eating any hay. since this abscess came, he hasn't touched hay. We put fresh hay in all the time and he does not touch it. He will not eat it no more. He won't eat grass anymore, nothing. So his teeth are constantly growing now. That's why I'm always putting cardboard in. I'm always giving him shredded carrot. I shred all of his veg into hay form now so that he uses his front teeth, but he just will not have any of it. So I don't know if that affected him. So we are now really considering our options with him, maybe to get his front teeth removed completely, or to just let him basically in a nice way grow old gracefully. He is still eating. He eats his pellets and he eats his veg and he eats his treats, apart from that one there. But it just seems like he's slowing down a lot lately, and it does worry me. He's my oldest pet in this house, and I literally just could not imagine my life without my rabbit. It's just so sad. And I never thought that I would have a rabbit this long. When I got him, I just thought rabbits live like a year. I didn't realise they live like 10 to 15 years. But he's coming up to 10. Well, this month I think it is actually. He's about 10 years old. Well, adoption, his age is about 10. We've had him about 8 years. So he's a very old rabbit, and he has lived very, very well. And when he does decide it's time to pass, I'm only going to celebrate his life, because he's had an amazing life. I saved his life from a fox twice now. So yes, that's him, bless him. I just hope he's going to be okay. That's literally all.